Open your mouth. Spread your legs. Clear. Let's go.
Welcome back to Dog in the Yard. This is Trap Star Trizzy. Today we bring you a powerful interview and story from Hector, from Brooklyn, East New York. At 16 years old, he was sentenced to 28 and a half years in prison for murder and witness tampering. He was released recently in May. His story is one of transformation and resilience. I hope that you can learn something from this interview and story. Dog in the Yard.
What up? You already know what it is. Your boy Pistol Pete. Welcome back to Dog in the Yard. And today we got Heck, straight out of East New York, Brooklyn.
Peace,
What's up, brother? Peace, my brother. How
I'm
you, man?
Good, Pete. I'm good, man. Glad to be here. Glad to be here amongst you guys and having this platform to be able to speak.
Official, man. You already know, man. We happy to have you. You know, when this platform was created, it was created for brothers like yourself, like just coming home, you know what I mean, and doing the right thing out here, focused, you know, and getting themselves together. You know what I'm saying? Something so we could inspire and motivate these young brothers that's out here that's not doing shit.
That's a fact. I ain't gonna lie. Like I actually seen this program while I was in there. You know, through you know, and means that we wasn't supposed to have, but I ain't gonna lie, I like that. I like that this platform, you know, gives us an opportunity to do this. So I'm blessed to be here.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. So a little bit about, you know, let's go back a little bit about yourself. You know, your upbringing and shit like that. You know, parents, father, mother, you know, sister, brother, you know, just a little bit about Hector, you know.
All right, so I grew up in East New York, Brooklyn. My mother, my rock, my father, he's also my rock. I had a good family. Only thing is, I gravitated towards the street, heavy. I got involved with gangs. I got involved with a lot of stuff that really, what normal people, normal black and brown communities do. And that ended up, you know, putting me down the wrong path. And at the age of 16, I caught a body and did 28 years, 6 months, and 5 days.
Wow. Okay. But do you have sisters and brothers?
Yeah, I got a younger brother. He's not little. He's 42, and I got an older sister. My sister lives in Ohio, and my little brother, he lives in the Bronx.
So y'all basically, you was in a good home.
Yeah.
You just wanted to go out there in the street.
Yeah, I mean, truth of the matter is, the family that I had, I didn't have to be in the street. I chose the street, and I think I chose the street because the glorified aspect of just the unknown. Like, I've never been scared, and I think that's something that my parents instilled in me. Yo, go for what you want if you really want it, and fight for what you really want to do if you really want to fight. The bad aspect of it is I chose the wrong path. I chose the wrong route, which ended up, you know, not only hurting myself, but hurting somebody else and hurting my family.
Yeah, because you hurt your family. By you going away,
That's a fact.
you hurt your
That's
family.
for sure.
You know, you're not just hurting, you hurt everybody that loves you, whether it's your baby mother and all that, all the above.
Yes, absolutely. Like,
Most importantly, your moms, your dad,
absolutely.
you know, your siblings and shit like that.
You know, it's crazy too, because you don't realize the impact that has, especially when I went to jail. Like, nobody could have told me anything at that age anyway. Like, if you remember who you were back then, like, I'm God. You can't tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the fact
How old
that
you was?
I was 16. Yeah, I went from the bookings to Rikers Island. I spent
Did you go to school?
I actually did. I went to when I got locked up, I was in the 9th grade. I actually went to LaSalle Academy.
Okay.
I was playing ball. Basketball was really my thing, and sports was really my thing in general. But again, like I said, it was almost like I was living two lives. I had the school thing, and I had the street thing.
Okay.
And I ended up getting caught up with the street heavy.
So what you started doing, like at age 16, 17?
Nah, we talking way before that. Like, we talking like fights in the street, fights at the school, like getting caught up with, actually being involved with, you know, Latin Kings at one time.
Okay.
So we talking way younger than that. And for me, I think what really, pushed me towards the street, I had got into an argument with somebody in my family, and I found out like my father was really not my father, and I always thought he was, and it was a matter of like young-mindedness, thinking like, wow, that's why he does what he does, but really, he actually toughened me up to prepare me for that journey that was ahead of me. I ain't gonna hold you. Well, like our relationship is strong behind that shit.
Yeah, I get
Super
it.
strong, and I'm like I said, I can appreciate.
You felt I mean, did you ask him what was the reason they never told you he was your dad?
Nah, I mean, it never really came up. It never really came in conversation. Like in our communities, right, in Black and brown communities, well, stay in the house. Stay in the house. You don't bring that. To the street. And so, it wasn't a matter of let's talk about it. It's a matter of this is my parents. This is their show, and I gotta either follow the rules or step.
Yeah.
And I chose to step.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because back then but at that age I wasn't worried about nothing.
Yeah, you thought you knew it all anyway. Like we all do now. A lot of young brothers out there, they think they know it all.
That's for sure.
Until they find themselves in the jam.
Yeah, I mean, we don't think everything is impulsive back then. Everything.
Everything's on impulse.
Everything.
A lot of shit is still the same. It's just like a revolving circle. Just a lot of these brothers are still doing the same thing. On impulse, boom, find themselves caught up. Next thing you know, the same old, oh shit, damn, I'm facing 25 years. I'm facing 30, man. Damn, on impulse, I did this.
But you don't think about that till later, though. And I say that I said that to a few kids. Like while I was incarcerated, I did a few programs like youth assistance program, and you get the chance to actually get involved and talk to individuals who may be just as impacted, and coming in and trying to figure out what's going on with them. You don't think 2-3 years ahead. You don't do that, especially not at that age. I mean, of course, we all know the sciences about the underdeveloped brain and everything,
right.
But the truth of the matter is, even some adults don't even think that far ahead.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So how do you expect a child to think that far ahead?
True. You're right. So, you blew trial with...
Yeah, I blew trial. I got 29 to life. And
for a murder?
Murder, tampering with a witness, intimidating the victim.
Okay.
And my first jail, besides downstate, which is closed now, was Comstock.
Did you get locked up in New York City?
Yeah, I got locked in New York.
So you went to
Rikers Island first, yeah. Rikers Island
Yeah,
first.
so how was that, your experience at 16, 17, going over the bridge?
I mean, I don't want to say that I was scared, but I was.
Yeah.
Like, you scared. That's
I mean,
not,
if
that's
a
not
motherfucker tell you they not scared, bro.
That's not.
They
that's
fucking
not,
lying like a
that's a fact.
motherfucker.
That's not to be misinterpreted. Like, I've never been on Rikers Island. I was never soft.
Yeah.
But I know we about to go to jail. Like, this is jail. And if anybody who's listening to this knows jail in the 90s was jail.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Jail in the 90s was jail. Like, nowadays, with this no box shit and everything else,
Yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah.
But jail in the 90s,
It was jail.
facts.
I agree with you. It wasn't all the stuff they got now. Now is they
I think it's all
PlayStations. They got all kind of shit.
sugar coated. Everything is sugar coated now down there. And I mean, I respect it because at the end of the day, I know the impact and the effect that type of environment does to the individual as far as growth is concerned.
Yeah.
But everything right now is real padded right now. And like I said, that shit for me.
Yes, I mean,
it's
everything
different.
changed.
It's a different hit.
It's a different hit.
It's a different hit.
Definitely changed. So you find yourself going over the bridge.
Mm-hmm. Having to get
all kind of different thoughts going through your mind. You're in jail for murder.
Mm-hmm. I go over the bridge. I get into C-74, young adolescents at war. And I think
Let them know.
Yeah, C-74, young adolescents at war. That's how it was. And I ain't no lie. That's exactly what it was. Head on a swivel. Niggas, you could get got at any given moment. Any given moment, you can get got. And the truth of the matter is, head on a swivel, keeping your P's and Q's on alert. And that's not even just with, like, prisoners. Police, too.
Yeah.
Like, when I was down there, real talk, we gonna get real. Police was putting niggas to fight each other to see who was gonna be giving out the food and who was gonna be, the head of the house. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of time they was on. And we was indulging in all that. Like, we was really glorifying, like, yeah, I'm that deal. Like, I run this show.
Yeah.
And the truth of the
I'm
matter is,
serving the
everyone-
chicken.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I serve the chicken. I give everybody what they supposed to get.
Yeah.
And I get the best. So, and then, you know, just having to grow up in that environment, that shit was just real, all toxicity. But you know what happens? That we fall right in line with all that shit. Especially at that age. I fell right in line with all that shit. Until eventually I grew up.
Were you a gang member then?
Yeah, I was. I was Latin
So
kid.
you went to jail as a gang member.
That's a fact.
And how was that?
I mean, being in prison, of course, by itself is ridiculous. But when you add gang affiliation, that just amplifies the whole experience. That brings a whole different dynamic to being in prison, being incarcerated. Because not only now are you having to face and deal with your situation as far as your incarceration, but you have to face and deal the fact that you got to answer to people and deal with backlash for maybe wrong actions and be more conscious of what's going on around you. Because, like I said, we at war and we doing what we need to do to survive in general.
Right. I get it. So from there, did you go to trial?
Yeah, I blew trial.
You blew trial.
Yeah.
How old you was then?
I was on honor for 3 change. I'm gonna say I was about 19, 20 when I blew trial. So I
Okay.
was down there for a long. I turned adult on Rikers Island.
Yeah, he's an adult. Yeah.
Yeah.
You went from the adolescent house
To
to
the
the
adult
adult
house. Yeah.
Yeah, I did the same shit too.
Yeah.
Um,
Listen now to adult house.
So and what happened? I mean, from there, where you went at? Downstate.
Downstate was my first spot.
How was your experience in
I ain't gonna
downstate?
lie. Downstate was it was a different animal. Off the bus, yo, get your head on the wall. Don't talk. If you spin, you look the other way. They trying to smash you. And of course, still being affiliated, that aspect still came in line. So now, if I'm in a bus,
that enhanced the
enhanced the intensity, the toxicity of the situation.
Yeah.
And I was there for like 6 months, I think, trying to get to a spot. But that's because I was down there doing stupid shit. I was in downstairs like, fuck this. I got time to do.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hear nothing. I'm gonna keep it a stack. When I blew trial, I really thought I was gonna die in jail, bro.
Yeah.
I really thought I was gonna die
I
in
mean,
jail.
you got 29 years.
You get what I'm saying?
That's like almost like a lifetime, man.
But remember I said we deal with impulse. I couldn't see 3 days in front of me.
Yeah.
You expect me to see 29 years in front of me? I don't see none of that. And so because I ain't see none of that, I acted that way. I acted like I'm not coming home. I'm staying here. So being I'm staying here, I'm gonna do what I need to do to make sure I'm gonna survive. And that mindset.
A lot of us think like that too.
That mindset.
is
it's just something that environment cultivates. You get what I'm saying?
That's a fact, man.
That's what it is. But like I said, I was blessed and thankful that, you know, during the course of that journey, like my first stop was Comstock. And
Tough jail,
that's
man.
Gladiator school. You know, that's Gladiator school.
German and Herbert.
That's a fact. And German and Herbert, they didn't play no games. Let them
know, man. German and Herbert they niggas is legends up north,
super
man.
legends. Like, these dudes will sit there and kick your teeth out and be walking around the next day like nothing.
Fuck yeah.
Dead ass. Like, and it's okay, and that's the culture there. That's the culture
That's
there.
the culture. I was just the vibe. Oh, Herbert German, they killed somebody over there.
So another one? That's what it was. Another one?
Yeah. Or they either they used to wait for me to get out of school and wait for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the
used to be like,
vibe over
shit.
there was, the tension in that jail, just from them dudes. Going to the yard.
Facts.
Going to the yard on the line, waiting. I'm like, oh shit, German Herbert did.
Yeah.
And you just sit there and in your mind, I'm saying to myself, I don't know what nobody else is. I'm saying to myself, please don't pick me.
Yeah.
Please don't pick me. Because now you go through the mag, you don't ring, but guess what? They can still pick you if they want to
They
pick
still
you.
pick you up, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And search you crazy.
Like,
grab
ridiculous.
Grab your ass.
All that.
Grab your balls.
Looking for you to get off that
Niggas
wall.
grab your ass, grab your balls. Man, let me see that.
Yes, looking for you to get off that wall. And the minute you be like, whoa, this will be the last wall, you wake up in the box.
Word. That's a fact.
Wake up in the box. That's how it go. You wake up in the box.
How long you was in Comstock?
6 months maybe.
Okay.
Gang-related stuff, got into some shit in the yard. A bunch of us had to, put in some things. went to the box for 6 months for a fight.
Okay.
but it was not just me and you fight. It was me and everybody, me and the fellas against.
So you went to the box?
Yes.
For how long?
6 months.
Okay.
That was my first fight up north.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, my journey is extensive. So we go from downstate to Comstock to the box.
How was that in the box? First time in the box.
Oh man,
up north.
So the box that I went to wasn't Southport. I was
gonna ask you, but I was like, 6 months they probably didn't send you to Southport.
They sent me to upstate.
Okay.
And I'm fresh up north, and upstate is like a fresh deal at that time.
Right.
Literally brand spanking new. I think upstate was made in like 2000 or 2001, some shit like that.
I don't think I've never been that one.
All right, so upstate was a double bunk. It's a double bunk box. So because I'm fresh, they immediately threw me in that shit, right? And having to live in a cell for 6 months with a motherfucker you don't know, right? Shit in the same area. Take a shower in the same area. See this nigga every day for 6 months. That should have a nigga going crazy. I swear. It would have you going crazy. Especially, like I said, coming from the world we come from, where we don't like, if I don't know you, why are we in the same cell together? And they do that purposely. Not only they do that purposely, but they measure you to do that.
Yeah.
So me and you, we look like we about the same size. So because we the same size, we gonna put them in the cell together. But if it was somebody smaller than me or taller than me, somebody bigger than me, and I was a small, let's make it even. So if they do fight, it'll be an even match.
I get you.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's just the fuck shit that was done.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Where you went after that? Did you start getting into education or program? You're still in the yard.
Still in the yard. I'm still
Okay.
in the yard.
Oh, he's still in the yard. He's still in the yard.
So, all right. So when I went to Clinton, is when I started having like a little wake up. Because out the box from Comstock, my jail was Clinton. They sent me to Clinton. Then I'm over in New York. And my first experience of the yard, when I first got out there.
Seen the courts.
You know what it looked like to me as a kid? Because I was like 21. It looked like miniature golf to me. Because when I go out there, you see the sand, but up in the tiers and the levels, there's cooking courts. Right? And I didn't know there was cooking courts because I ain't never been to Clinton, Dan, or Mora.
Right.
So what it looked like was obstacle courses for golf, miniature golf shit. And then I finally go up there and I see, some of the fellas, of course, saluting the fellas and all that. And as I'm sitting there eating a bowl of food that was given to me from one of the fellas, they got tiers, levels. I look up on one of the levels and I see two guys going knife to knife, literally stabbing each other. Wasn't no police around, wasn't nobody trying to stop them. Straight, they going at it. And me, I'm sitting there eating my food, watching this shit like this is a movie, Pete. Like I said, I'm 21 years old, fresh up north with 29 years to do. And I'm sitting there watching this shit like a movie. And you know the thought that came to my head?
What?
That was when I think I started really realizing I needed to change the trajectory of my life. I was like, I don't want to die in prison. Because
you see how real it was. You sitting there, you just got there first day in the yard. You out there looking at them, they going gun and gun. You like, what the fuck?
I'm like, yo, listen, I don't want to die in prison. But you know what the second thought was?
It's true.
I need a knife. Because I don't want to be a victim either.
No, you gotta protect yourself.
Yeah,
early.
so how do I do that? How do I, balance that out? How do I balance that? All right, I know I don't want to, live this life for the rest of my life. But I know I can't be a victim in a situation where people get victimized, period.
Yeah. So you need
you get what I'm saying?
You need a knife.
And essentially, that was one of the things that really pushed me towards, listen, change the way you thinking, change the way that you see your future. And the other thing was, I had called my mom's a few days after I got in clean, because you don't want to worry your parents too much. My mom's always been on top of me, following me. And I called the crib, and I found out she was in the hospital. She was fighting cancer.
Yeah, I know that's kind of, you know what I mean? That's tough. That's a tough one right there. I'm sorry to hear that, my brother.
But yeah, The reason I still get emotional about it is because, like I said, this is a woman who always been there for me, right? Despite, the nonsense that I put her through.
Yeah, that's your mom.
So not so for
just
not,
like my mom.
exactly.
Trust me, I know.
So to not be able to be there for her, that shit tough.
Yeah.
But like I said, that was kind of a wake up call too. Like, yo, bro, you got to get your shit together so you can be out there with the woman that always been there for you.
That needs you.
Absolutely. And the fact that I know my mom's a strong woman, like, super resilient, super smart. Those qualities that she has, I know she instilled in me, and I knew I had it in me. I just had to now pull it out. But now I got to pull it out in a situation where it's kind of dangerous now. So now I'm in prison. I got 20-some years to do. I don't want to be involved in the negativity no more.
Right.
I need to pull out of my gang situation. I need to start.
You need to branch off.
Yeah, I need to branch off into doing more productive things while incarcerated.
So you can get up out of here.
Exactly. And so now, how do I balance
that
that
transition?
out? Yes. And what I ended up doing with Clinton is when I first started pursuing my GED, because even though I was going to school, I got locked up when I was in the 9th grade. I never got a chance to pursue my education.
Yeah.
So I went and pursued the GED. And while I was pursuing the GED, I think the test was like 2 months later. So the teacher was like, yo, you got 2 months to prepare. You think you got it? I was like, let me try it. And I ended up passing the GED the first time I took it. And not only did I pass it, but I passed it with honors. And so the teacher was like, you obviously know a little something about what you're doing. How about you come on and you help me out giving the brothers some lessons on GED so they can get their GEDs, like be a teacher's aide.
Yeah.
I was like, cool. I ain't got no problem with that. You know why? Because it kept me out the yard.
Yeah.
It kept me out the yard where I know everything was at. Everything that steered me in the wrong direction was in that direction. And so
every negative shit that's is out there. It's in the yard.
So what I did was I started going to the classes after I got my GED and started helping dudes get their GED. I was even helping gang members try to get their GED because I think that's something that everybody should pursue. But then of course I had to make my intentions known that listen, I no longer want to be a part of this. I need to start fixing my situation. That didn't sit well as it shouldn't. And I knew it wouldn't, and I had to accept the backlash for the decision. And so they were, right after I got my GED and right after I started trying to set my life into its appropriate path, I had to go to the box again. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said,
you was trying to do that transition.
Yes, and it wasn't accepted. And I understood that it wasn't accepted because that's something I signed up for.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But my mom's always told me that when you really want something, you got to fight for it. And so I knew I had to fight. I knew I had to fight if I really wanted to get my life together. If I really wanted to put myself in a position where I was eventually coming home.
You want to put yourself first, man.
Yeah.
That's just basically it.
Yeah.
Because when you down with gangs and all that, you don't really put yourself first. Nah, you know what I'm saying? You're always under the umbrella.
Yes.
So if you want to do that transition, you were trying to think about yourself first, which, as you should, because you got family that really needs you in the street. So, you started thinking right.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
So I got into a fight in Clinton. I ended up going to the box for, I think it was 9 months, because back then, if you catch 6 months first, the next step is 9 months. And then after that, it's a year.
Yeah.
It used to go up.
It just keep going up.
Yeah,
Okay.
It never went down. It always went forward. So I ended up doing 9 months in the box, came out, went to Elmira. I was able to keep my head low in Elmira mainly because I was doing a lot of school shit again, like going to classes and helping dudes pass their GEDs by giving them some type of tutoring. And I was able to get down to Green Haven. From Green Haven, I got caught.
That was pretty all right.
Yeah, it was. But Green Haven now ain't with Green Haven back then. Green Haven back then, we talking old money there, baby.
Yeah,
that's one of those jails that it's just different. It's different. Like it's like being in New York, but not being in New York.
Yeah.
It's like another Sing Sing, and if you know Sing Sing is like New York. Like anything you could possibly think about you want to get involved with is there. Green Haven is the same way. And I ended up getting caught up on some being put under investigation for something that happened. I got around it, but the reason I got around it is because they couldn't pinpoint me at the spot, right? And that only put a flashlight under me for the administration, because then I ended up going to get a haircut, some corny shit. I went and got a haircut. I wasn't supposed to get a haircut, right? Because it wasn't my day. They gave me a ticket for that. And I've never heard of this in my life, because I've been down. You've been around too. Yeah. I got 90 days box time for an out-of-place ticket. 90 days box time. I've never heard that. And you would think I was under a bus or something.
Yeah, you was hiding or something.
You get what I'm saying?
You fucked up the count.
You get what I'm saying? They gave me 90 days box for that corny shit, and I ended up going right back to the box and going right back to Elmira. Right back into that world of trying to finagle myself. I ended up getting into a fight over there. In Elmira. But they put me in that box, and I came back out right into Elmira. And I was able to chill for a little bit, surprisingly, because the dude that I actually fought was still there. But what it came down to is, like I said, I tell these dudes this all the time. When you grow into a man, and you decide to finally make decisions that are man decisions, you start coming to understanding that there's a give and take here, right? There's a respect that I give. There's a respect that I expect back.
Absolutely.
And so I think it was starting to click.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? I'm like, listen, I don't want no problems. I'm really trying to change my life. I'm not pussy neither, though.
Yeah, don't push it.
Yes. I really want to change my life. I really don't have no negative intentions, no bad intentions. My trajectory, the reason I'm moving this way is because I want to go home. I want to see my family again. I need to change the way I was thinking. And that's an initiative that you have to personally take. As a person who gets incarcerated, you got to take that initiative.
Yes, you do. So things start slowing down.
Slowing down a little bit, yes.
And you was able to break off.
I was able to finally break off and, create my own lane of pursuing education versus pursuing yard politics or prison politics.
Yeah.
I went to Shawanga. I went and got my vocation in general business. Okay. Which is tremendous for me because, like I said, as an individual who's rarely had his opportunity to play with computers, it gave me a chance to play with computers. But what ended up happening with that too is the more knowledge I got, the more I wanted to learn more. And the teacher saw that, and he asked me to come on at his age to teach. And I started helping dudes learn about computers and PowerPoint presentations and Excel and Microsoft Word and learning how to type and show them the different the different programs they had within the computer to enlighten them on that.
That's cool. It's dope.
And then I think the biggest the biggest transition, or the most blessed thing that probably happened to me was probably when I ended up going to Sing Sing. And that's because Sing Sing has a college program. And I mean, despite what people might feel about Sing Sing as far as it being a little bit gritty, there's opportunities there. A little bit New Yorkish. Yes. There's opportunities there that you can actually take advantage of if you want to change the trajectory of what you're doing. So
it still got its good.
It has super goods. Like Sing Sing is one of those jails that everybody wants to talk about. Everybody wants to be at. Whether you're a prisoner, whether you're somebody who's never had an encounter with prisons. Right. You hear Sing Sing, you're like, oh, Sing Sing, that's prison. Yeah. They have the college program in there. They have the Carnegie Hall stuff in there. They got outside organizations coming in to break bread with the brothers in there to try to give them opportunities and outlets.
Yeah, they be having like what's it called? The carols.
Yes, carols. Yes, the carol singers. Yeah, during Christmas time. Yes. Yeah. So, but listen, and they had the acting class, the rehabilitation through the arts. Matter of fact,
dope right there.
Yeah, that's the program that they have in prison that basically allows guys the opportunity to rehabilitate themselves through acting and learning about acting and things like that. There's actually a movie right now called Sing Sing. It's about the program. It's about the program.
How the program started.
Yeah, how the program started. And the guys that's actually in the movie are actual formerly incarcerated individuals. There's one main actor, but all the actors that's around him are guys that not only were in prison, but went through that program, Rehabilitation through the arts, and are now acting in this movie that's in movie theaters.
That's crazy. That's pretty dope.
That's fire.
That's super dope,
That's
man.
fire. I ain't gonna argue. But and I'm
Shit,
proud of
shout
them.
out to them brothers. We need to get them all the brothers over here.
Shout out to the Sing Sing cast, JJ, Clarence, all y'all, man. Y'all did a great job on that, man.
Yeah, great job, man. And shit, come through here, man. Your platform is here, dog in the yard. Let's vibe. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it.
So while I was in Sing Sing, they had, like I said, they had that college program, and I started pursuing that. I really felt like education was something that I needed, especially when I finally really started seeing that, wait a minute, I only got 15 years to go. I only got 10 years to go. Like, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I'm still young, right? Like, wait a minute, 10 years, I can see 10 years. If I stay focused, really start focusing up. Mm-hmm. And so I did. I ended up going to Sing Sing in 2012, got into the college program around, I'm going to say around 15, 16. I did pre-college first because I wanted to make sure I was going to be ready for the college because I didn't want to halfway that shit.
Right.
I ended up going through the pre-college program, finished that, jumped into the college program, and I ended up getting both my associate's degree and my bachelor's degree in behavioral science.
There you go, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking. We love that. Yeah. We love to hear that, man.
Yeah, I mean that was a blessing for me. And while I was over there, I was also
you got focused pretty fast.
I mean, you know what?
That you know that just only took it just for you to see what was in the yard.
Yeah, it was in the yard. Like seeing that little knife fight, and then having to call my family and realizing I couldn't be there for my moms. That was like a wake up. That was like, yo, bro, what are you doing? And I've said this before, and I've said this numerous times to individuals, both inside and kids. Change and growth is inevitable. Mm-hmm. Something that's going to happen.
Absolutely.
When it happens, however, always depends on the individual, where they at in life, and where they want to go. So if you don't have any type of plans or any type of ideas of what you want to do and where you want to go or how you see yourself,
right,
then you're just going to do the regular what's going on in the yard shit and get caught up in that.
You're going to be in the yard all the time.
Exactly.
Getting in trouble all the time.
Exactly. But I guarantee you, no matter who you are, old, young, you're going to get that wake-up call too. You just got to hope it happens early versus late.
Yeah. You don't go through a couple of battle wounds and a bunch of scars and all that before you do decide to do that.
Par de cocotazo, como dicen.
Yeah, you know that.
Little bumps in the head.
Yeah, little bumps in the head, little scratches in the face.
Yeah.
And then you say, oh, shit, it's time for me to change.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I was thankful, I was blessed, and I was able to realize
so that's a great thing, man. That's a good achievement.
Yeah, I got my degree in behavioral science, and I also did a talk while I was in Sing Sing about my journey. It's called Fight for Hope, but I did it for the platform of the college program, Hudson Link for Higher Education. And it just talks about basically what I broke down with you today about having, been involved with gangs and how I thought I was never coming home, and how, like, here I am, like right now, in the street, like enjoying freedom, like appreciating
every day.
Appreciating the ability to be on this platform and talk with Pete, and having this platform and dog in the yard, like it's just.
That's what it's about, man.
Having this opportunity.
That's like, listen, man. I love this. I love to hear, especially brothers like yourself that did that transition, came home, and you out here doing focus.
Yeah.
You spent a lot of years, half of your life, more than half in jail.
Yes, that's
so now to be out here, be able to move forward and and have your mental. Your mental is right. You know what I'm saying? Because as you know, mental health is
absolutely relevant.
It's very important in prison. And we need a lot of help in prison because a lot of fucked up brothers in there that need help.
That's a fact. And I think that's one of the reasons why they started transitioning with the box situation, with people actually going to the box.
Yeah.
That hit right there that's not a normal environment. That's an abnormal environment in general, jail. Then you put me in further into an abnormal environment. It's going to affect your psyche. I believe personally, anybody who does time has to go through a therapist. I believe that personally only because that's not regular. That's not regular. Like that world is not regular. Like having to do time in a place where there's positive stuff going on, But that negative is encompassing. That shit is.
No, it's just not a normal setting anyway.
Yeah.
Like for anybody to place somebody in a room
Yeah.
and keep them there 23 hours a day
Yeah.
for a year.
For a year.
For days.
I know dudes there for years.
Yeah,
Not even a year.
super
For years.
Yeah, for super years.
You serious? Like,
You know what I'm saying? So, it's not normal.
No.
And I think that everybody that do come home or while they in there should get a lot of
promote
therapy.
that. Absolutely. I
You know
promote
what I mean?
that.
Definitely. And I even agree. I even think that should be stipulated in they like, when brothers come home out of parole, they should be able to come and have
There should be an
a
avenue for that.
psychiatrist or something to
They should be
feel
an
their
avenue
state
for
of
that.
mind, and when they so when they come out, they be like, they know they can release some of that stress.
I think
Some of that shit that they left behind.
But
and
you know, when it comes to that, I also believe that if it's gonna happen, I think it should happen with guys like you, guys like myself,
for facts.
individuals who've actually been in the situation,
Yes.
who they feel they can relate to,
Yep.
and be like, you know what, let me unload some of the things because I know he can understand. I know he can get.
Because this is the form of therapy. This is why this
Exactly.
platform is designed. You have a voice now.
Absolutely.
You know when you go to jail, day one, you don't have a voice.
Yeah.
So you carry on, whether it's 10 years, whatever time you're gonna be in jail for, that's the time you're gonna have with no voice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why Dog in the Yard is created, so we could have you come back over
it's a
here and
fact.
you have a fucking voice. So you could let me
fact.
know the shit that you've been through and the
fact.
changes and the transitions that you had to go through and all the bullshit that you had to go through in order to get here.
Yep. I mean, like I said, a lot of people glorify the prison setting, and we know what it really is. We know what it really is.
Yeah.
Truth of the matter is that shit is not.
That shit is crazy
That
as
shit
hell.
is not it. And
Fuck no.
And if you think that that's like a stepping stone or something like that, you stepping on the wrong stone, Bobby.
Facts.
That's a dead ass wrong stone. Punto.
So you did your whole time in Sing Sing,
Nah, I did most of my time in Sing Sing though. Most of my time.
and then you
in
went
Sing
from
Sing.
there
From Sing Sing, I got my classification dropped
to medium.
to a medium. I went to Otisville. They really had nothing for me over Otisville. I did everything. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I got involved with the YAP program, which is a youth assistance program.
Okay.
That brings kids from the street into the prisons to let them experience what prison is like and talk to brothers like myself who have been in prison for a minute and why they should not make the choices that they make. While I was in Sing Sing, I was also involved with Voices from Within. That's a good group too that we talk about changing the dynamic of paying your debt back to society. So it's not a matter of you just doing your time. It's like, what can I do as far as my time to not only better myself as an individual, but better the community that I might have wronged.
Right.
Right? What can I do to give back to the community?
Okay.
And as far as the prison is concerned, we would have events for incarcerated parents and their children to come in and have basically like a family day.
Yeah.
And we call this event Choices, which is an acronym for choosing healthier options and confronting every situation. And with that, what we did was we created workshops for the kids to actually empower themselves to come up with the answers to problems by, for example, we'll put on a song, a popular song, right? And it might be talking about some lean, some syrup, or some shit that's prominent out in the street. And we hit the brakes on it, like, bro, wait a minute, you hear what they said? And we get the kids to say, yeah, they said this. I'm like, do you know what that means? If you know what that means, break it down for me. And then we get them to realize, wait a minute, that's not what, you don't really want to do that. Remember, these are just artists. They singing what they see.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's not something that you really need to practice.
Yeah, absolutely.
But understand and know what you're listening to. And so I think as a community, the group not only helped enhance the relationship between the child and the incarcerated parent, but it helped the kids realize that they have the power to make the right choices.
Absolutely.
And how those choices not only matter to them as children, but they may affect them later on in life.
Dope shit, man. At least you was focused while you was in there.
Yeah, I was
and that's
trying.
good that you was a part of all that. Cause that's something that you could do out here too.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right
mean?
now, I just got my job. I've only been home since May, y'all. So I'm proud of myself. Like I said, I never saw
You did
myself.
the whole 29.
I did 28.65. I actually I made my LCTA board, which is the board that I go to prior to my actual board, because I was able to get my college degree. So it's called limited credited time allowance, LCTA, limited credit time allowance. So if you pursue college, you get 6 months tacked off of your sentence.
Wow.
And you get to go to the parole board. If you go to the parole board and they say, you seem like you've transitioned correctly and accordingly, we're gonna let you go. And basically that's what happened.
And you went to your first
parole, my LCTA board. I made it. I made it home in May.
That was a blessing, man.
Yes, it was. I ain't gonna lie. God is definitely good.
Yo, you don't see too many people get that.
Nah, I mean, and like I said, personally, being able to like be in the place I'm at right now, like I said, I'm blessed. Like I've been home since May, and I got my driver's license. I'm about to start a job with a youth detention center because that's something I want to do. Right?
Something that you love.
Yes, something I want to do. I believe because the trajectory of my life not only just allows me to be a credible messenger, but a super advocate for what not to do in an environment where these kids need that advocation.
Your wisdom and the knowledge that you have and what you've done with your life, that's all you need.
Yeah. But yeah, bro, like, I mean, I'm blessed, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be just free and enjoying my
Yeah, what
freedom.
you been doing, man, since you've been home, though?
Really? I mean, I'm just really trying to catch up on getting my life in order. Like, I've never been an adult in the real world, right? So this is my first opportunity to be an adult in the real world. So I'm real conscious of putting my ducks in a row. Right. So I realized while I was in prison that setting goals, small ones, built my self-esteem to pursue more goals.
Absolutely.
So what I've been doing is I've been setting my small goals. So I came home in May. I said, all right, what do I need to pursue to make sure I get on my thing? I said, I need to, before I came home, I'm thinking this. I need to have my job. I need to have my resume ready. I made a resume before I came home, right? I need to find out what organizations are going and hiring for individuals like myself who want to be credible messengers to youth. I started looking for youth advocacy groups. I went on numerous.
Your license.
Yes, I got
which
my
is
license.
Very important in New York City.
Super important. Like, not gonna hold you. That's probably gonna be my main focus right now after getting my license, because I need to go be able to see my son, who's 6 years old. I need to go be able to move around and maneuver in the city, and not for nothing, but the bus and the train. That's not it. It's not it, Bubby.
Yeah, that's okay. So you just came home, so. You just at least you got your license.
Yeah, I got my license. I mean, I'm feeling good.
With that, you're good, because you're going to get a car.
Yes.
You're going to get all that shit. You know what I'm saying? All that's going to come. You ain't got to rush to it, none of that shit.
Yeah, it's just like I said, everything thought. My mom said this, I mean, I'm being Mark Anthony, but my mom said, todo su tiempo.
Everything is just, everything.
Take your time. Everything at its time.
Everything at its time. I mean, you're doing good. Yeah. You're doing great. Fuck good. You're doing great. You home. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, you take it day by day, enjoy everything, everything that the life has to offer. Go to the park, meet good people. Because out here, there's a lot of good people. There's always going to be a lot of fucked up. It's just like the jail, just we in the bigger jail.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? You got to pick and choose who you want to be around with.
Your network is who's going to make you or break you. Punto. That's what it comes down to.
Exactly. I want to ask you one last question. What you feel about prison reform? You think it's needed?
Absolutely. But, I mean, the prison reform, if you ask me, initially starts with prisoners.
Right.
Because the truth of the matter, the class of prisoners that were in prison when I was coming up, it's not the same as the ones that's coming up right now. And I feel personally that there's a culture within that environment that breeds and savors the negative. And the negative aspect. When we talk about prison reform, I think it's always, for me, about the individual and taking that initiative to move forward to change themselves.
Okay.
And so now if we could change the ideologies that individuals in the street have about prisoners and what they see a prisoner is supposed to look like,
right,
and how they feel a prisoner is supposed to look like, and we change that mindset, wait a minute. Hector is not what I thought a prisoner would be.
Right.
Well, what should I do? And then they start advocating and start pushing the reform issues that prisoners need, like better mental health staff on them, more programming in facilities that's not Sing Sing.
Right.
Like there's other jails besides Sing Sing. Like
they don't have no program.
They don't have enough programs to really have people to focus up in an environment where it's not easy to focus up. It's not. Like, no matter what, it's so easy to get lost in that world. So easy to get lost in the prison world.
Man, let me tell you something, right? I went on a trip to Nashville Penitentiary, and it's so sad.
Yeah.
My brothers in there sitting with life, sitting with, life. How much life? I got 2 life. Oh, I got 100 years. Oh, I got 25 years. I got 30 years. And they sitting around doing nothing all day, brother. They sit in a big-ass room, nothing going on, and they just fighting each other, rapes, cracking police in the head. So they called me to go up there. So I was up there for a whole weekend with a bunch of brothers that they advocate. That's what they do. They go all across the world. A lot of brothers that I met. I met incredible people, 44 people.
Fire.
Woman included.
Fire.
With this brother named Andre Norman. Shout out to Andre Norman.
I know Andre. I seen the podcast. He be having the podcast on the J page.
There you go. So
I know you're talking about.
That's my guy.
Okay.
So Andre Norman, he was like, Pete, I need you to come out here. I need dog in the yard here. I deal with a lot of, gang specialists, and all that. I went up there, and in 3 days, I put all the gang members together in one room. You already know.
Fire.
And give them that talk.
But
listen, guys, you could be all your gang you want to be. Yeah. All we got to learn is to how to respect each other.
Yeah.
You can rep whatever you want.
Listen to this, right? Real talk. What it comes down to is I was once involved in a gang. So who better to talk to about gangs than a person that was involved, right?
Facts.
That's first.
That's 1,000,000%. I was going to tell you that. You're right.
Second of all, as a credible messenger for somebody not only being in prison, but somebody who was involved with gangs.
Right.
If you ask me, society doesn't realize the untapped resource that is gangs. And you want to know why? It's because of that preconceived ideology of how you feel gangs are. And a lot of that comes from gangs themselves doing the stuff that...
Yeah, we do.
However...
Or the wild.
Exactly. However, there is a power in that resource that if you tap into it the right way and you utilize the potential they have to do good, if you got allowing the opportunities to do good, there could be a huge change in our communities. A huge change.
Huge change. Facts.
That's how I feel. I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck.
It's a process.
It is a process.
It's
won't
not
be
an
overnight.
easy overnight
Absolutely
shit.
not.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely
Because obviously, don't want to hear. A lot of people don't want. Just like us, we didn't want to hear nothing. We was 16, 17 years old. You couldn't tell me shit.
Nothing.
So we get it. I mean, we ain't judging nobody.
Absolutely not. I mean, but the truth of them, like I said, me personally, I think gangs are something that the community at large and I think society at large needs to realize is an untapped resource that can possibly do good if you allow them the opportunity to do good. But they themselves, the gangs themselves, has to also take that initiative.
Absolutely.
To take control of the trajectory of their reputation. And if that's what you wanted to be, that's what you wanted to be. But understand that you could do good just as much as you could do bad.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's how I feel.
Well, listen, man. Heck, it was a pleasure, man, having you, man.
Likewise, Bobby. I appreciate you.
Your knowledge and all that. Appreciate having you. You sharing it with us.
Yeah.
Your experience. I have a lot of things going on. Going back to the island.
Let me know.
To the brothers. I'm going doing incredible moves and stuff out here. I'd definitely like to stay in contact with you.
Please
I know
do.
CK, boom.
He got my
your information.
Absolutely.
And all that. But I definitely would like to, utilize your knowledge, your wisdom. I also is an event coming up. Did they reach out to you? Cool. Let's see. On the end of the month. Are you on parole?
I am, boy.
Okay, so we can't. Yeah, that's gonna be a process. That's on the island.
Rikers Island?
Yeah.
I'm on parole.
You're on parole. Okay. You could talk to your parole about it.
I will.
Let them know if they need to contact me, the director.
Copy.
We'll get whatever needs to be done to get you approved, to get in there, that's nothing.
Copy.
As long as they don't have a problem with it,
we good.
You good. We'll put you down with the team. So I'm trying to set up a team.
I got you.
Feel me?
I got you.
I don't usually do this right here. What I'm doing right now, I usually do this.
I appreciate it.
I'm starting to pick up certain brothers that I could utilize that we could get them down.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? I actually got Dog in the Yard going in there as a program.
Fire.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm able to bring brothers in there, us.
Yes.
Like, we going Tuesdays and Thursdays. Heck, you ready?
Yes.
I'm going to come scoop you. Where you at? Let's get it.
Copy.
Going to Rikers Island and doing that deed.
That sounds like a plan. That's something I've always felt that I need to do anyway, to be able to give opportunities to brothers who I know may feel
Yes.
like they don't have no opportunity.
No,
But at the end of the day, like I said, I was once that kid that went to prison that didn't realize I was coming home. I thought I was going to die in
absolutely,
prison.
man.
But here I am, like the
You're
opportunities is there.
You're a great testament, bro.
Yes.
You
Like
know what I'm saying? So I like to use the big, great testaments that you could relate to these brothers, that you could sit down with the guy that's telling me. I have a guy telling me, man, Pete, man, what I'm gonna do, right? Because I'm down with the Bloods, right? And you know, he's in the Blood House because they got all. It's not like before. They got everybody separated now. So
Oh,
this is
yeah,
what I'm
everybody
trying.
before was mixed. This is
it's
what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to get it back to that. So that's what we're working on.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but as of now, they're all separated. So I'll go to the unit. He's Dominican, young little brother. He's there for a body. He's like, damn, people, what I'm gonna do? I'm Trinidad. I mean, no, I'm a Blood, but you know how the Trinidad. Now we ain't cool with the Trinidad. I'm Dominican. A lot of things you know what I mean. I'm like
mucho politics, mucho jail politics. That you really the truth of the matter is it's so intricate. That
crazy, man.
That line, those lines are so intricate. But the reason why they separate anybody is because that's something that they set up.
Yeah.
Not only the administration. Jail is about separatism, bro.
Yeah.
Like let's not make no mistake about it. When you go into prison, that's an immediate separatism. You go in there, you look in the yard, and you're like, all right, where do I think I can fit in? Bam, right here. Where you from? Brooklyn? I'm from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Where you from? Back then it was that borough shit. It was borough shit.
All day.
Now it's about, what's that?
What hood you from?
Yeah, what hood you from? Oh, that's my hood.
Yeah, that's my hood.
That's my hood.
Oh, that's my hood. I'm from there too.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So, and then on top of that, then we got the little beefs that's going on that, oh, you got to be aware that this nigga don't fuck with this one, and if you fuck with them, then now we got an issue. Yeah. So there's a lot of intricacies and things that you really have to really untangle to really get to the root of the situation.
So with that being said, we definitely gonna utilize you. We're gonna talk to your parole officer, and then everything else is on us. As long as she's have a problem with it, we could give her whatever number we give, whatever you. Okay, so don't contact me here.
Got you, Bubby.
We'll contact them, whatever, and make it happen.
No
Whatever
problem,
it's gonna take. All right.
Appreciate you.
You already know. And with that being said, you already know, man. Thanks to her for coming through. Appreciate you already know. It's your boy Pistol Dog in the Yard.
Dog in the Yard.
Welcome back to Dog in the Yard. This is Trap Star Trizzy, and the moral of the story today is life is what you make it. Despite his circumstances, Hector earned his bachelor's degree while incarcerated in behavioral sciences. Right now, he currently awaits employment as a youth counselor in October. Good luck on your job. We wish you the best, and any circumstance can be turned around, no matter how bad it is. Trap Star Trizzy, Dog in the Yard.